Hello, 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 and welcome, guys. Don't shoot me. Don't kill me, guys. But first thing is first, this is M.V.K coming to you. You're just hearing my voice, and that's all you're going to hear today. Now, you don't need to see me. But more importantly, guys, I'm here to do some long overdue things that I promised you guys. And I promised you, I made a big fuss about it. And I gave you guys a poll on the community feed and said, you know what? Of all the movies that I've seen this year, which movie reviews do you want the most? You guys took tallies. I took tallies of the movies. And about 6 of the movies I've seen this year got huge amounts of tallies. This was a post that I did 3 months ago, I believe, and I'm here to deliver on these reviews and tell you what I thought about them, because I know there's a lot of people that ask me. Movies that I've seen as of late will get their reviews as well. But these are just long overdue reviews, guys. I don't really care. I hope they get engagement, and you just tell me what you thought about the movies. So we're gonna go in alphabetical order, not in terms of how I saw them, and we're gonna kick it off with Ant-Man, Ant-Man and Quantumania. I know a lot of my fellow geeks probably wanted to know, what did I think about Ant-Man? How did I feel about this? This is the third in the franchise. How did I feel about Jonathan Majors playing Kang the Conqueror? And how did I feel about how they were able to incorporate this character in the MCU outside of going through who he originally is a part of? He's an Avengers villain, not an Ant-Man villain. I'm sure people want to know, how did I feel about Catherine Newton taking over as the role of Cassie in the movie? You're going to hear all that. But like I said, you're just going to hear my voice. So let's talk about it. So Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. This is the 31st film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Still directed by Peyton Reese and written by Jeff Loveness. Paul Rudd comes back as Scott Lang, who continues to just do an amazing job as Scott Lang. Evangeline Lilly returns as Hope Van Dyne. The legendary Michael Douglas and legendary Michelle Pfeiffer return as Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne. Let's get right to it. Did I like this movie? Yes, I did. I understand that there are people that have said the MCU has not been the same since. I understand that, but to me, I don't look at these movies like that. It's just the fact that these are characters that I grew up with, and to see them come to life, it means the world to me. It really does. Yes, the movie made over $476 million worldwide, even though it's been said it underperformed at the box office. It didn't break even. When you look at the budget of the film, it was $200 million to make. It made that money. It doubled its budget. I call that a win, in my opinion. But with that being said, I enjoyed the movie. The movie gives a sense of where Scott Lang is in his life. He's living his life to the fullest, as much as he can. That was the biggest thing that was played up. He's got his own book. People recognize him, even though some people can mistake him for being Spider-Man. but he's pretty much a local celebrity in San Francisco. Uh, Hope is doing all she can with the company, as well as the rest of the family is continuing to figure out how to go on after being displaced by the blip. And then we got Cassie, who the last time we saw her, there was a different actress playing her. She did not come, but Catherine Newton took up the role. And as far as I'm concerned, I liked her as Cassie. It felt a little bit more homage to her comic counterpart, because Cassie's blonde in the comics. She's not Cassie's blonde. She's this, she's that. And no offense to the original actress, but yeah, I felt more comfortable with her. But she's more of an activist now, and she's getting a lot of trouble. But the main gist of it is that she's a teenager now. Scott lost a lot of time with her because of where he was. He didn't get to see her grow. And as a parent, I'm not a parent, but I can understand that's something that would probably displace. We also get to see the remnants of what happened to what happened to Janet when she was in I'm still going to call it the microverse. I can't call it the quantum realm. I'm still calling it the microverse. We see that she was not alone down there. Enter Jonathan Majors as Kang. And we see that he has been ruling in the quantum realm. And even Hank himself he's legitimately shocked to know that there's life. There's this much life in the quantum realm. But still, once again, while everything is going, and with all the oppression going on there, Cassie wants to help, while Scott is more like, we got to get out of here, because they all get, when that happens, that was interesting. The pacing of the movie was good. I had no real issue too much with the pacing until they introduced MODOK. They did introduce MODOK into the MCU. And MODOK, which for everyone who doesn't know what that means, MODOK stands for Mechanicalized Organism Designed Only for Killing. That's what MODOK has meant. And we find out that he is actually Darren Cross. So what happened, so when we saw Darren in the first movie, where it looked like he just dematerialized and died in the first movie, no, he was sucked into the microverse or quantum realm, and Kang refigurated him as MODOK. It became the movie once the film introduced Kang, and then we got more of what the true plot of the film was. It became more of a do it, damn that you don't, damn that you do concept. Kang tries to use Scott as leverage, especially his family, to do what he wants. And of course, then you have all the rebels that are in this camp to make it better. And I didn't mind that. I thought it was cool. I thought it was fine. To see Cassie in her stature look, grow, get big, get small, fighting alongside her dad, fighting not with her dad, just made me happy. Like I said, Catherine Newton I did not mind her as Cassie. I thought she was great. And hopefully we get to see her again. I'm still hoping for a Young Avengers movie or series somewhere down the line. I did like what I saw. This was a different side of Scott that we saw in this. Like, a vengeful Scott, like pissed off. He had that combination of a pissed off dad and a mama bear at times, and there were many times. I love when he's storming Kang's fortress, giant man. He was pissed off, and I loved that. I thought, there you go. And even the fight between Scott and Kang was great. I loved seeing that Kang was no slouch, and nor should he be, because at the end, he is one of the most iconic Avengers villains in comics. And I was not surprised that Jonathan Majors' performance as the character was as good. So far, everything I've seen Jonathan Majors in, he has just been an amazing. And to see him just go toe to toe with Scott, and Scott doing the best he could and things like that, I was happy. I like seeing villains that can fight back. I don't like cowardly villains as much. Sometimes it's okay, but other times when you're a character like Kang, the Conqueror, you better live up to that. And that's how I felt about it. My biggest issue still, I would say, is Darren Cross as MODOK, because at the time, the script, and they still made Darren come off, you're supposed to be sympathetic to him. You know, Kang treats him badly, but he still has a side of humanity in him. No, that's not MODOK. You're not supposed to like this guy at all. And that's something that I think the MCU needs to get away from. These are villains. Let them be villains. Stop trying to change these characters for sympathy. That's why I'm so burnt out on characters like Loki. It's like Loki is a trickster villain to the most degree. Stop making him something that he's not. I'm just burnt out on Loki as it is. But I enjoyed Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. This was the third out of the franchise. So out of this trilogy, I would probably say this was probably I like this more than Ant-Man and the Wasp. In my opinion, I will say I did enjoy this one more than Ant-Man and the Wasp. I didn't hate Ant-Man and the Wasp, but if I was ranking the Ant-Man trilogies, it would go Ant-Man, the original, this, then Ant-Man and the Wasp, the second one, which I did not mind. Now, the mid-credit, of course, as you all know, we saw the different variants of Kang, from Immortus to who was led by Immortus. We saw all the different versions of Kang. And then, of course, we saw the post-credit. We saw Loki and Morbius encountering another Kang variant, Victor Timely, in 1901, I believe, which I think is going to be played up in Loki's series. But outside of that, like I said, guys, enjoyed the movie. It was fun. If you didn't like it, that's okay. Everybody who was in this movie, I thought, did a good job, great job. Even Bill Murray's like cameo role appearance in the movie, I thought was fine. And but at the same time, I didn't hate the movie. It is my second favorite out of the Ant-Man trilogy. And again, shouts out to the designers for the Kang costume, because that was straight out of the comics. Jonathan Majors looked straight legit as Kang, and I loved it. And I hope to see Catherine Newton come back as Cassie, because I really enjoyed her. I know the actress who played her before was the teenage was I think her name was Emma Furman, and no disrespect to her, she was in the End Game, but if I'm going for more comic accuracy of the character, Catherine Newton was the right choice. That's how I look at it. Well, like I said, guys, long overdue Ant-Man review. I move on to the next long overdue review, which got a lot of votes for you guys. So we move on. The next will be, once again, we're doing this in alphabetical order. And the next one will be Cocaine Bear. Cocaine Bear. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. You guys tell me, what did you think about Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania? And like I said, my apologies for this long overdue review, guys. But please leave your comments in the section down below and give me your thoughts. And I will see you guys next time. You guys take care.